my name is Addie. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's reading vlog. My favorite videos. This week is a really interesting week because we're back to the normal reading vlog schedule. Just me reading throughout the week. For some reason this week's weirdly busy for me with school. We're still going to read because we love ignoring our responsibilities. This week is fun though because I'm doing my April spread, which I'll probably do after school today, and I'll probably transition into that after this intro, but I'm very excited about that. I have some ideas for it and it's literally all influenced by Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherworld and Encyclopedia of Fairies. Literally the whole spread, my idea for it is completely inspired by this book because I'm obsessed with them. And that brings me to this week's TBR, and I have about 100 pages left of Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and I really want to finish this today or tomorrow. I'm already kind of a good chunk into it, but definitely want to finish this week. These are some of my new favorite books of all time. I cannot stop talking about this, and I might like this even better than the first one, which is crazy because I rated that one 5 stars. But I love this book so much. I just love following Emily and Wendell on their little adventures. And I didn't know this was gonna be more than 2 books, but I accidentally flipped to the back and there's gonna be a book 3, and I hope it's a whole chronicle kind of thing. I want a million of these books. I have been having a lot of fun. They're super cozy. This one is a little bit more action than the first one, which I think I'm enjoying because I still like the cozy aspect, but I just like a little bit something to happen, and I really like that that's happening in this book. Also, look at the cover. It's so gorgeous. So that's the first book on the TBR for the week. And the second book, I'm not going to finish it. I know I'm not, but I am going to start it. And the goal is to start The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. We have finally arrived at the Stormlight Archives in my Cosmere reading order. I'm really, really nervous. I'm really, really excited. And I'm excited to see what all the talk is about, what all the hype is about. I know I'm not going to read this all in 1 week, and I have a game plan for this actually, because this one is 1,000 pages. So I know if I read it all in one go, I'm going to get slumped and I'm going to get tired of it, and I'm just going to want to stop. So I'm going to read other books as I read this, which I never usually do. I'm usually a 1 book kind of gal, but I just think if I do that, I'm gonna get burnt out. So we are gonna start this week, but I'm probably gonna be reading it over the course of the month. We'll see how this goes. I'm very, very excited about it though. So that's the second book on this week's TBR, but part 1 ends at 180. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to get to part 2 this week and just go through the parts as the weeks go on. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the goal this week, to get at least to part 2. Definitely, I'll try to do more. Obviously, I might get more because I might end up really, really loving it. And then after I finish Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, I do want to jump into another book that I think will be my little break from The Way of Kings. So the last book on my TBR for this week is, I want to start the Veronica Speedwell series. So I'm gonna start with A Curious Beginning. I'm super, super excited about this one. This one, I've been waiting to get to. It's definitely one of those 5-star predictions for me, which may be setting myself up for disappointment, but I don't even care because I've been so excited to read this book because it has every single thing that I love. It's historical. It's London, 1887. Great time period, to be honest. It's just shenanigans. It literally just sounds like old-timey shenanigans, and I'm very excited about that. I know there's a 9-book series right now, but they're pretty short. So this is the last book of my TBR. So this is what we got this week. I think we have a pretty solid TBR. I'm very, very fantasy heavy week, which I've been needing. Also, the week of really pretty covers too. I think both of these are really pretty. So I'm on page, I'll give you the exact page number. I'm on page 220, and there's a total of 339 pages, so about 120 pages left, and that's doable to read tonight, finish tonight for sure. We got a pretty stacked reading week, and I will update you guys when I finish Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands and give you guys my thoughts. So I have just finished Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherland. I always want to say other worlds, but it's other lands. I need to get that right. But I just finished it, and usually I wait till like the end of the video to be like, oh, like this is what I rated the book, because like I usually like to sit on it for a minute, but no. This one, 5 stars, hands down. I'm not going to change my mind. I loved this book beginning to end. There was never a spot in it where I felt like it dragged or I was bored. I feel like it's so much fun when you discover like a new all-time favorite. Like, I love books and I like books all the time. Can kind of look at a book and see if I'm like generally gonna like it or not. Sometimes I'm wrong, for sure, but I'm usually pretty right. And so I like books all the time, but it's so rare that I find books that I absolutely fall just so deeply in love with, and that's what this book did for me. It makes me feel so warm inside. Like, I just don't know how to explain this book other than that. It just makes me feel so happy, and like was so just entranced when reading this book. It's so whimsical, and I think I love the way that journal entries, it kind of reads like an academic journal. This one for sure was a little bit more casual than the first one, and it had a little bit more action, which I think I enjoyed, because I still love cozy fantasy, but like I like for something, just a little something to happen. I just have to wait till 2025 for the next one. That's okay. Yeah, I think I found a new favorite author. So I know that she writes other books. I know she writes like some children's books, and I am going into elementary education, so I might read maybe some of her children's books, and then like when I have a classroom I can incorporate some of those books into it. I feel like that would be really fun. I don't want to talk your ear off about it, because I could rant and rave about it all day. I just love this book so much. And I think too, I have fallen in love with both Emily and Wendell, like so deeply much. Like, Emily is the most prickly, does not want to talk to anyone kind of girl, and like she just wants to sit and be alone with her books, and I think it's honestly relatable, but it's also so funny to read about. And like the little creatures that are like fairies, I like call them little creatures, she comes along with are some of them are so cute, and just so like the way she writes the fae in these books are just so funny, and like it's just so silly, and I love that like it doesn't take itself that seriously, and it's just really funny to me. Like, I just love a little silly moment. Like, that's just it's kind of my humor. Like, it makes me laugh so hard. Like, I laughed so many times in this book, and like I don't know if it's really that funny, it's just funny to me. Just like the silliness of the fae. And then also her dynamic with Wendell is so wonderfully amazing. Like, I think they balance, the way she's written it, they're the perfect balance for each other, and I love that, because he's just so silly and fun and just so unserious, and I love him. They're just so funny together. But all in all, I love this book. But alas, we need to move on with the reading vlog. It's currently 8:55. I don't know if I'm gonna read more tonight. Maybe I'll start a book or something. I might read a chapter or two, but I kind of just want to watch. I kind of want to watch TV. I think I need some time to settle with a book, because like, you only have a 5 stars, and like you just need a minute to like sit with it. I think that's what I need right now. But I am definitely gonna start The Way of Kings tomorrow. Big day for me, so I'm definitely gonna try and get a few chapters into that. But tomorrow I also would like to start A Curious Beginning, so I want to read like a couple chapters of both, I think is the goal for tomorrow, because I really want to get into this book, and I'm really excited about this. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna get to either of these tonight. Maybe I'll read it. I definitely am not starting this tonight, but I might read, I'll definitely read a chapter or two of this tonight, because I feel like to help me not like fall asleep because like I'm bored, but like reading genuinely just puts me to bed. This beast I will start in the daylight, so, and when my mind is a little bit more coherent, has had some rest, so, but maybe a little bit of this tonight. But this is the plan for the rest of the week. I'm gonna go to bed and get a snack and some water. I'm severely dehydrated, and watch some TV. Hey guys, it's Tuesday morning now, and last night I did read a couple chapters of Veronica Speedwell, and I'm gonna save my thoughts on that because I honestly don't have any, because it's 2 chapters in. But we are going to talk about my book journal, and because obviously you just saw those clips of me doing my April spread, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. And for this month's spread, I was very excited about it because I got these like foresty stickers, and I'm actually like going through such a mushroom phase right now because of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Like, this month's isn't that exciting. I just have a few little mushroom stickers in the corners. I decided to do a little foliage here. I did the little checkerboard washi tape and the little leaves, I think. And yeah, it looks like every other spread I've done. I think next month I'm gonna switch it up a little, but for now this is what we got going on. Yeah, I think this one and probably my February spread are my favorite. Anyway, so that's the April spread. I'm going book shopping today, so I'll show you tonight what I got. And I'm gonna start The Way of Kings tonight. I definitely want to get like at least like, you know, like just like 50 pages in probably tonight, and then I want to get a few more chapters in of A Curious Beginning. So we're gonna kind of switch back and forth. It's obviously, sorry about the lighting, it's a super duper rainy, just kind of crappy day, but I do love my like, I like anyone who's had like crappy weather, like I don't like being outside. I will complain incessantly if I have to be outside in crappy weather, but it's my favorite weather to like kind of sit around and do nothing in. Unfortunately, I do have to go out today. Just sitting here, I'm really enjoying it, but yeah, it's a little rainy. I hope you guys liked this month's journaling spread, and yeah, I will update you guys later. Hey guys, it's now Tuesday night and I do have a few updates for you because I did go to Barnes today, and also I got my nails done. And as I was saying, every decision I make is based off my favorite book at the current moment. And right now it is Map of the Other World, and I just want to show you guys my nails because like look how gorgeous they are. Like that's insane to me. Like, and literally the only reason I picked this particular set is because I was like, this is so whimsical, this is so fairy vibes. Like I think there's literally a fairy wing on one of them. So I just want to show you guys how I wasn't kidding when I said every decision I make is influenced by my favorite book at whatever current time I'm reading. Let's talk about the books I got at Barnes though. Also, I bought all these with a gift card, so I really wasn't irresponsible with my money today. I was actually really responsible with my money, and I was very excited because I always prefer to use gift cards. That's honestly what I'm using for this month, because like you guys are gonna see a haul pretty much every week just because there's so many new releases. And I can't, like as I was saying, I walk into Barnes, I see a book, I get a book, I don't know. The first book I got, this was actually the only one not on my list today though, so kind of slay for me. It's The Magician's Daughter by H.G. Perry, and I'm just really excited about this because I've like, for the past few times I've gone to Barnes, I've like picked it up and put it back down, and honestly I really wanted to like, get the first book in the Lady Trent series today, but they didn't have it, so I went with this instead because I kept picking it up and putting it down, and I'm like, you know what, you just gotta get it, and it just sounds really good to me, so I'm happy I bought this. The next one I was, the rest of these are actually ones I went into Barnes for, and it's the reappearance of Rachel Price, which I just love Holly Jackson. I have not read a Holly Jackson book that I did not thoroughly enjoy, so I'm super excited about this. And like look at the inside of this cover, like that's pretty sick. And there's a little bit of mixed media in here, which I love, just at the very beginning, which you know I love, like a little family tree. Yeah, it just sounds really interesting. I'm very curious what her plot twists always really get me, so I'm very excited, and like I just love her books. And then the next book, I did go in for it, but I probably won't read for a little bit because I think I might save it for like Summerween that's coming up in a few months. It is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. I don't have it on any videos, but like last year at around October I think I read House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, and I absolutely adored it, and I wasn't expecting to. I just really loved it. Yeah, so I was very excited that she has a new book out. Also, like, look at the edges. They're very pink and pretty. Also, I am such a big, huge fan of this new wave of not having dust jackets and just printing it right onto the page. Like, I think we need to normalize this and do it for every single release, because every single hardcover, because I would actually enjoy it so much more. Because I would actually buy hardcovers because I just hate dust jackets. I don't really know what this is about. 3 girls, 1 supernatural killer on the loose. Isn't that the theme of all my book hauls? I don't really know what this is about. I just really like to go into books blind. Like, it's not just me being like irresponsible. Like, I hear good things about the books I buy, or I do a little research on like if I think I'm gonna like it, but I don't go too deep into what it's about because I tend to just really like to go into books not knowing anything. And then the next book I'm most excited for, it is Abby Jimenez, just for the summer. And I just love Abby Jimenez. Like, I love her so much. What I like about her is her rom-coms always have a little bit of, you know, like something in it. Kind of like Emily Henry in a way. So I'm super excited for this. This is my book club book. So this is actually gonna go on the TBR shelf. And the last book I read, okay, I bought this because like I felt like it'd be a good, I feel like I bought the rule book by Sarah Adams because it just came out today, and because I feel like Sarah Adams books are always really good palette cleansers for me, and I have really enjoyed her book. Like I loved Practice Makes Perfect. I read on the back that it's like a continuation of the cheat sheet, which I did not read, but I never really was that interested in the cheat sheet. So I don't know if I have to read it. I probably don't. Like, it's an interconnected standalones. Like, I'm sure I can catch on. I'm just not gonna worry about it. But I did buy this because it does seem a little bit more interesting to me. And I just love her books of palette cleansers. These are really good books if like you're not a fan of like any spice. I think she said in this book that there is one chapter of it which is different. Her other books don't have any, but she did say that like you can, like, she does tell you exactly which chapter it's gonna be on, so you can skip it if you'd like. So you can still read this if you don't like spice, because you can just skip the chapter according to Sarah Adams. So if you like really don't like any spice levels, these are her books are definitely for you, because they're still adult romances and they're still like, they're really good. So I enjoyed them as like a nice palette cleanser. Those are the 5 books I got today at Barnes, all on a gift card. So now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about books that I'm currently reading, which is I am 4 chapters into A Curious Beginning. Really enjoying it so far. Loving Veronica Speedwell. She's hilarious. I have laughed so hard. I've like read people like I've read quotes to people in my life like who have not read, we're not reading this book, but I'm like, you have to listen to this quote, like something that she said, and I just think it's funny. So I am quite enjoying this. So I definitely want to get a few more chapters in. I'm on page 26, so I'm not far into it at all. So I definitely want to get a few more chapters in tonight. Let's do a goal. Chapter 10 maybe? I'm gonna read a few more chapters of this tonight, but first we're gonna start The Way of Kings. I have been actually hyping myself up to this all day long. Like genuinely have been like, okay, it's coming. Like I like, it's like kind of like a test that I'm nervous for, which is genuinely ridiculous. But I do want to start this. I was saying yesterday, like I do, like tonight what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get 50 pages in. I'm gonna get to chapter 2 and I'm just gonna get a feel, a lay of the land. If I want to keep reading I will, but I'm not gonna put pressure on myself to like go into a deep dive of this tonight, because I do want to read a little both, but I am gonna start with this. I do love the maps. Like I know people always say like they see a map and they're like, oh, I never go back to it. When I'm reading a book, I am constantly flipping back towards the map, like constantly. Like I don't know how people don't use the map, because if I can't visualize it, like I don't remember it. So I'm constantly going back and forth to the map. And there's really cool illustrations in here too, so I'm very excited about that. And I was saying how I left the table of contents. It is currently 7:30, so I have a few hours to read tonight, so I can definitely get 50 pages in here and read a little bit of this. I've been talking your ear off for way too long now, and I am going to read for a little bit, and then I'll update you on my thoughts before I go to bed tonight. Oh my god, it literally took me an hour and a half to read 50 pages. A lot of it was pictures. Like I'm always a little, like Brandon Sanderson's books, like the first probably like 100, 200 pages usually make me feel like an idiot. This one has especially made me just feel so stupid. Like I kind of understand it, like I'm kind of getting a little bit of a grasp, but I've had to reread things so many times and I'm just so confused. I'm not even, like I'm trying to skirt around it. I'm confused, but I got it to chapter 2. Also, it's like the first like prologue, I was like, what am I reading? This is all gibberish to me. And then chapter 1, I feel like that's how it always is. The prologue for like any fantasy book is always like, I always read it and then I'm like, anyways. I keep doing time jumps, which is confusing to me, so I hope that this is the last time jump we get. I'm gonna stop reading here tonight. I got as far as I needed to get. This is all I wanted to do. I wanted to just get a little acquainted with the world. I know I'll catch on. I'm trying not to get too frustrated with myself. Like I know I'll be fine. I'll understand eventually. I'm just a little confused at the present moment. So it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna spend the next hour reading A Curious Beginning because I want to go back into something fun and something I understand and something that is not just battles that confuse me. I wasn't going to update you until I did both, but I just needed to say how I was feeling. I need to speak my truth. I'll come back in about an hour and tell you kind of how I'm feeling about A Curious Beginning. So far, very good feelings. I didn't get that much further in A Curious Beginning. I'm on page like 50 now, but I'm glad I read a little bit more. I'm just so tired. It's currently 9:30 and I think I'm gonna go to bed. I am just feeling so discouraged right now, and like it's so stupid because like, it's literally just a book. Like I cannot stop thinking how confused I was with the Stormlight Archives, but I'm gonna continue tomorrow and I'm gonna persevere. And I think I just need to push through. I think it'll all click for me at one point. But anyway, A Curious Beginning. I am absolutely adoring this book. There's not much to say because I'm only 50 pages in, but I am adoring this and I'm super excited to keep reading it. I think Veronica Speedwell is just so funny. She reminds me a little bit of like Emily Wilde, but like not in the way, like she's not like socially awkward or anything, but like the way that they're very like unapologetically themselves, which I just find super refreshing. Especially like it's like they're both kind of historical reads, and it's refreshing to see a woman of that time period be just so unapologetically themselves. So I'm really liking that. And she just met the other main character of the book, Stoker. He's a grumpy, scruffy man, and he's kind of funny. So like their dynamic has been really funny so far, but the plot hasn't really started yet. Like it's very much still like set up. We have not started learning about the plot. I don't even know what the plot's gonna be. Oh, I just read the back, so this cannot. Oh my god, this is like low-key a spoiler. I hate when they do that. Like when they put like when you read the synopsis and it's like low-key a spoiler. Anyway, so now I know what's gonna happen. Now I know what the plot is, but I kind of wish I didn't. This is why I don't read the backs of books. I literally buy books off vibes. I rarely read the backs, or like read the backs very thoroughly. And then you just get spoiled. I guess I know what's happening now. But I am liking it. So I think I'm gonna like the way this book goes though. It's definitely not what I was expecting based off the first 50 pages I read. But I think I'm a little delulu. Right now I'm a little tired and I'm rambling. Tomorrow I'm not gonna have too much time to read, but then I'll be on the weekend. And I definitely want to finish this by the end of the week. I know I'm not finishing The Way of Kings by the end of the week. I'm gonna go to bed. I've been very chatty tonight. Like super chatty. I'm gonna zip it and go to bed. Hey guys, it's now Wednesday and I don't really have that much of an update for you, just more a goal really for tonight, because I just have a little update. I read up to chapter 3, so I'm at page 61 now of Way of Kings, and the last 2 chapters I started to understand. Well, actually no, the last chapter I started to kind of, I was like, oh my god, like yes, I am getting this, like slay, like I understand. And I look at chapter 3, we're shifting perspectives. I'm about to be just as lost as I was in the beginning, so that's gonna be really, really fun. Fabulous news. I was checking my Libby app last night, and The Way of Kings is available on Libby right now. So I downloaded it, and so I've been reading it on my Kindle. Well, my phone. I just love having it on my Kindle because like I don't even really, I use my Kindle when I'm in bed, but it's great for when I'm like out in public. So like when I'm like, you know, like trying to look busy on my phone. I am enjoying this now that I'm understanding it, but I have a feeling I'm about to stop understanding it in a minute. And A Curious Beginning, I am 62 pages in. I think we're just now starting to pick up a little bit. The last like chapter or so, I've been feeling like, not like bored, but like just a little slumpy. But like, I don't think it's the book's fault. Genuinely, I think I just tried to read it when I was like so tired and hungry. I think what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm on 62, page 62 of like both my books actually. Oh my god. The way my candle just broke. This was one of my favorite candles. Anyway, gotta light a new candle now because like what the fuck just happened? Anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. I'm page 62 of both of them. I think this is gonna pick up a little bit and I'm gonna start enjoying it a lot more. We're just getting really introduced to the series right now though, so hopefully it starts picking up a little soon. But yeah, both very early stages of both books. I'm on to chapter 6. I want to get to page 95. in A Way of Kings. I want to read page 92 because that's chapter 10. I feel like that's a good spot. So I feel like that's it's about 70 pages in total between the two books, and that's totally doable. It's literally 7:30 right now. I'm just tired and it just seems a little daunting to me right now. I always am going to read Way of Kings first because I need the most brain power for that, and I will let you guys know if I reach that goal. I'm not quite gonna light a new candle because what the hell. I did it. It took me an ungodly amount of time, but I did it. I got to both my reading goals. I'm on page 95 of The Way of Kings, 92 of A Curious Beginning, and both of them are getting so good. It's just taking me a long time because this just took me a really long time. Like, it took me like an hour to read like the 40 pages, and I just think, well, the font is so small. So far so good. We're chugging along, 900 more pages to go. Curious Beginning, I am just very entertained by, to be honest. Also did not, like, I thought I knew it was a series, but I didn't realize it was like a 9-book series, which, like, the more the merrier. I love a long series, but I just didn't know that. So tomorrow I have to go to an orientation for my school I'm transferring to in the fall, so I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done. Maybe I'll read a little bit of The Way of the Kings on my phone in the car, but not a lot of vlogging will be done tomorrow. But then I'll be home for the weekend and we're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna get lots of reading done, so very excited about that, and I will talk to you guys later. It is now Friday. It's not inverted. I completely rearranged everything today, which will be in a video in next week, so I'm not going to go that much into it. I'll give you guys a little reading update. I have not read I read a little bit in the last couple of days. I'm about 117 pages in to The Way of Kings, and I'm actually really liking it. Like, now that, like, once I hit like probably the 75 page mark, I've been really enjoying it. I definitely am excited to keep reading with this. However, I did get it downloaded on my phone, and that's where, like, I've been reading it the most. So I think tonight when I read it, I'm gonna read it on my Kindle because I'm just reading so much faster on the Kindle. Something about reading it in this book is just, it makes me so distracted. Like, I think it's the sheer size of it that intimidates me, like those Bible pages. So I don't think about that when I'm reading the Kindle. But when there's pictures, I like to have the physical copy to, like, look at the maps and the pictures and stuff. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read on my Kindle, and then we're going to end the night with some more A Curious Beginning, which also loving. This has been a really good reading week for me. Like, it feels also like eternity since I finished Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and I feel like I've been reading this for a while because I'm reading it at the same time as The Way of Kings. So I definitely want to finish this weekend. That's the goal. It's Friday, full weekend. I'm gonna finish this by Sunday. That's the goal. But I am about 102 pages into this, way shorter, like, so I'm probably about a third done with this, and I am really liking it. I love the banter. I love historical. I love kind of like the mystery vibes. So I am very much enjoying this, and it's about 8:35 now. I'm going to read each book for an hour and 15 minutes, and I know that sounds very oddly specific, but it's just so I can be done at around 11 because I know that's when I get sleepy. But I want to distribute my time equally tonight. So I'm literally set a timer, do an hour and dedicate an hour and 15 to each, and I'm gonna start with The Way of Kings because that is when I'm the most alert. But I'm gonna grab my Kindle and we're gonna keep going. And yeah, I don't really have like a specific goal of what I want to get to tonight. It's just kind of see what I can do in the hour. I'm gonna get into it, and I'm very excited. Oh my god, it's only been like an hour and a half, but I'm so tired. I'm gonna keep reading, but I did want to tell you guys I've gotten to the interludes of The Way of Kings, the first interludes, and that's on page 165, and I feel like it's pretty good. I'm hit my first little benchmark, and that was honestly the goal for this week anyway. I kind of want to get to I wanted to get to part 2 this week, so I've got 20 pages until then. I'm not gonna do that tonight, But that was the goal for this week, so I'm kind of proud of that. I'm finally understanding it. I wonder if part 2 is the same characters, because I really like the characters that I'm reading about now, and I kind of would be sad if they're different characters. Yeah, it's okay. It's one of the same characters. I'm not getting the girl though. I'm low-key gonna miss her. I liked her. But it kind of makes sense where the story's going. Like, I feel like her story's hitting like a natural pause right now, so I guess that makes sense. But I am starting to really enjoy it. Reading it on the Kindle is such the move. Like, I just cannot read this book physically. I just can't do it. So I'm gonna switch over though tonight to A Curious Beginning. I am tired. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read a full hour, but I definitely want to read a little bit. Maybe I'll make like an actual goal. I want to get to page 150. But anyway, I just want to give you guys an update on The Way of Kings, and I'll give you guys an update when I finish my 50 pages. Guys, I tried so hard, but I'm so tired. I only got 2 chapters, so I'm on page 124. And it's really unfortunate because I'm finally getting to the point in this book where I'm like, I would like I said, like, I have been enjoying it, but like there's a difference between like enjoying a book and like feeling invested in the story, and I feel like I'm finally like feeling a bit invested. And it took me a little while with her. She's a slow burn, but tomorrow this is the main focus. The rest of the weekend this book is my main priority. So we are going to finish her this weekend. I'm excited to see how this progresses, especially now that I'm like kind of feeling a little bit more invested in the characters and the story, and I'm just really enjoying it. And now I'm like finally like really liking it. So all in all said, I'm so tired, a little delusional right now, so I'm just gonna get in bed and like curl up, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It is now Saturday night around 7, and I have about 100 pages left of A Curious Beginning, and we are going to finish her tonight. And I think I can finish in the next maybe like 2 or 3 hours, depending on how distracted I get. I'm really excited to finish this up because I think the last 100 pages I'm really gonna enjoy, because like for kind of a while it was just like Veronica and Stoker like kind of just running around like getting up to things, and I'm like, this is fun, but it's like supposed to be kind of a mystery, so I'm like, let's get into that. And it took kind of a while to get into the mystery part, which is fine, but it's kind of why I'm here, and I want to know what happens. So I'm very intrigued to continue on, and I just want to finish the vlog with having this book read, because today's the last day, and tomorrow I'll give you guys a wrap up of everything I read and how I felt. But for now, I'm gonna get reading, give you guys final thoughts when I'm done. I have completed A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts now. I thought this was a really solid first book in a series. It made me realize I have never read like a mystery before. Like, I've read thrillers, I've read tons of thrillers, but I'm like, what's the difference, you know? Mystery, thriller. This is it. This is a mystery. I think that's why I was like a little, like, I wasn't really sure what was going on for a little bit, because I'd never read anything like this before, which I thought was really refreshing. It's always nice to read something that you have never read. The last 100 pages were my favorite for sure. I did not think that's where the story was going to go, which I really enjoyed. Like, I definitely felt I did not see it coming, and it was just, I love Stoker and Veronica, and I'm so excited to see what they get up to in their next adventures. I don't think it was a 5-star for me. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I feel pretty good about that rating. I feel like it was definitely a solid 4-star read. Tomorrow will be the last day of the reading vlog, because it will be Sunday, and I'm hoping to get to part 2 in A Way of Kings. I have about like 20 pages from like, I just need to read the interludes, which is about 20 pages. So I'm gonna get that done tomorrow, and then I'll give you guys a wrap up of everything I read. Yeah, and then that'll be this week's reading vlog. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, today's Sunday, and I just wanted to kind of finish up this reading vlog and do a little wrap up for you guys. I'm looking a little rough today. I really just do not want to put on makeup today, so let's just go through the books that this was a really good reading week for me. I was really enjoying everything I read. It doesn't happen for me a lot of weeks, and I was very excited because I feel like I just had a good week. So the first book, we started out so strong with Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. New all-time favorite book, talked about this forever. Its final rating is 5 stars. In The Way of Kings, I made a pretty big dent. I am on page 191 currently. I got through the interludes last night and I read a little bit of the next chapter. So yeah, I will be continuing this in the following weeks to come, but I did make a pretty good dent and I am absolutely loving this right now. Once I started finally understanding it, I am enjoying it, so I'm super excited to continue on, and the page number length is not really intimidating me as much as it was in the beginning. I think it's really helping to read books at the same time as I'm reading this because I feel like a little less overwhelmed. And the last book I finished this last night, and it is A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayburn, and I immediately bought the second one. I think I don't know, an undertaking, I don't know, but I did order the second one last night and I'm very excited about that. I really enjoyed this one. I've never read really anything like it. It was a fun time. I can't wait to see what Veronica and Stoker get up to next. Definitely wasn't fully a 5 stars for me, but I'm gonna go with the 4-star rating like I said last night, and I think I'm pretty settled on that. So yeah, all in all, I had a very good reading week, and thank you guys so much for watching this week's reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love making these videos. They're my favorite. If you guys want to see my reading vlogs every week, please subscribe to my channel. I post them every Sunday. And I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!